Let's talk about the new plugin from Noisia. Noisia made a plugin! I mean, this is so sick. This is, oh my god. It's a brand new spectral analysis plugin from XI Audio in collaboration with Noisia. This is what you're gonna get when you open up Vision 4X. And at first, it looks like there's not much to click because you're kind of just hovering. We've got predominantly 4 windows, and in order to get information into those windows, you need to hit play on your track. First window is a spectrogram giving you the distribution of energy, and then if you turn your head at an angle, we have the bar graph on the right from 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. We also have the waveform along the bottom and a phase correlation meter in the square here. You also have a RMS meter and a VU meter. The first thing I started to do was to click the window and nothing was really happening. Then I clicked this and you can resize the different windows in relation to each other. But actually there's a lot more to this plugin. All you need to do is click this cog down in the bottom here, and now you have all of the different settings for your visualizer. Why you would need a visualizer? Well, we all have them, we all use them in our projects, and maybe your listening environment doesn't necessarily take your track and translate it to the sound systems or to your audience in a way that you might hear that in your room. So spectral analyzers, visualizers are super important. Already what I'm seeing with this is that we have all of the ones that I would normally use in one. Down the side here, we can now adjust the settings. The first one that I would adjust is the rotate. I'm really used to seeing my bar graph not turning my head to the side. So the rotate in the general settings is super helpful. Next to the cog is also a play and a pause button. So you can pause that image and get a view of that particular portion of the track. You can also zoom in and out on the visualizers using the scroll wheel on your mouse. At the top, you have a preset menu. So if you want to hone in on things like harmonic mixing, where you can see the specific frequencies, if you hit play on the track, now we can see in yellow, it's really highlighted the harmony of the track. You also can just do quick bar graph, so you're taking away the other visualizers. You can isolate the different visualizers and not have everything on the screen. You can also save your presets if you make your own. In the general, you can focus on the left, right, mid, and side mode. You also have listen, which allows you to listen to the selected channel, and trigger, which re-triggers every time a MIDI signal is received. In the time section, we have overlay, which at the moment it's looping round and giving you an analysis based on that. If you turn it off, it does a continuous analysis as the track is playing. Sync is currently turned on, and you can see we have a factor of 1/1, which is in relation to your project. If you turn that off, it turns it into a factor of milliseconds, and you can adjust these values by dragging up and down. Multiplier will multiply that and obviously give you a much slower progression of analysis. Sync will take it back to the factor of your project, and here you have a drop-down menu of 1/8, 1/16 in relation to your project tempo. Down in the spectrum, you have a range in hertz and in decibels of what you want to analyze. So if you want to get a more detailed, specific view of your track, you can adjust these ranges so that they only show you the area that you want to see. You have the option to change your color map. So if you want to get a real insight into where the energy is sitting in your track, then these color maps will help a lot. You can see the energy there in the low end. You also have 3 different modes for your FFT size, which is the translation of audio into visual. Transient is better for timing position. All round is good for an all-round analysis, and harmonic is if you want to have a more detailed view of the frequencies. You have a map curve, which adjusts the distribution of the frequencies, and a map bias, which adjusts it in relation to the lows and the highs. The bar graph is really cool. You can adjust it from 4, which kind of gives you a more of a tonal view from your lows, low mids, high mids, and highs. You can take it from 4 bars all the way up to a line. You can adjust the speed from 1 milliseconds up to 2000 milliseconds. You have your peak hold. And you also have reference, which is really cool. There's lots of different options for reference, so you can choose whichever genre you're working with, indie, jazz, modern pop. You also have pink noise, which I've done a tutorial on. Pink noise is how our ears pick up sound and translate it. So we don't hear sound evenly distributed across the entire frequency spectrum. And so working to a reference of pink noise is really helpful. Spectrum highlight shows you the frequencies in relation to the color map, or in grayscale if that's your vibe, or you can turn it off and it's now white. I like the color map. The time setting is how long the frequency needs to be sustained before it's highlighted, and the gate is the threshold at which it must reach before it is highlighted. I've been dragging up and down, but you can just click on the box and type in your values. And down here we have the waveform settings, so let's rotate this back. Now the waveform's going to go along the bottom. You have it on, which is in grayscale. Map, color map, or turned off and it's now in white. You have headroom. And you also have VU speed. So that's this section here. You're changing this section. That's pretty wild. Noisia made a plugin. It's actually far more useful than you'd first see it as, because I would open up a number of different visualizers and this has all of them in one. And not only that, you have all of the different settings that you can adjust tailored to what you need this visualizer for at any given time. And I've only just scratched the surface on this, so I'm really excited to use this in my projects. What do you think to the brand new plugin from Noisia and Excite Audio? It's a spectral analyzer. I knew I wasn't going to say that properly. It's a spectral analysis all-in-one beast. Have you got it yourself, or are you thinking of getting it? What do you think to it? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And also, if you do want to get it, I've dropped you the link in the description as well. So you can grab Vision 4X from Excite Audio in collaboration with Noisia. I mean, it was only a matter of time. All right, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. My name is Becky Safe, and I will see you for another video. Bye!